one message from Jungkook, Jimin immediately took a surprising step. That's not a long message. Just a few words, short, simple. It could have even missed meaning if it weren't for who sent it, Jungkook. Jimin initially didn't want to open his phone that night. He had just come back from a training session and his body was tired. But the notification that came from a very familiar name made his heart beat a little faster. The phone screen only shows, "You're still in Seoul, right?" That's not what it used to be. Flat, but it feels like there's something behind it. Jimin stared at the screen a few seconds longer than usual, then suddenly stood up, took his jacket and left. Without informing the staff. Without asking what the message meant. Some people thought Jimin was going out for a while for the night air. But the bodyguard who used to accompany him was surprised when he suddenly changed the direction of the car and gave the order, "Take me there." Now, there's no schedule from the agency. No instructions. There's not even a permit. Jimin doesn't care. He only knows that Jungkook sent the message for no reason. And when Jungkook, who usually keeps everything to himself, finally sends the message first, Jimin knows. This is important. The training base. Jungkook was sitting alone outside the barracks. The night sky above him looked ordinary, but his mind was not calm. He didn't think Jimin would actually come, especially that night. And when the figure he longed for appeared before him with his breath still choked with haste, Jungkook could only look at her with wide eyes. "Young," he whispered, barely believing it. "I'm in Seoul. And now I'm here," Jimin replied briefly, holding back a smile. And oh, big words that night. But Jimin's presence made the atmosphere seem to stop for a moment. They sat side by side. Only the sounds of the night became an accompaniment to their meetings. In silence, so much is revealed. It's about missing, about worries, about things not said before, and maybe about something more than just friendship. And no one really thought that Jimin would talk about his meeting with Jungkook. But the surprise came in an unexpected moment, at the end of a short live broadcast he did from his hotel room, a few days after the events of that night. The soldiers who joined did not expect that between jokes and light laughter. Jimin suddenly fell silent for a moment. His eyes turned away from the screen. He seemed to ponder, before finally saying in a rather quiet voice, "Sometimes we don't need a lot of words, just knowing that someone needs us, and we come. That's all." Comments immediately exploded. Army began to speculate. Some even tried to connect the phrase with rumors that began to spread about Jimin's unscheduled arrival at one of the military sites. But for those who follow the story of the two attentively, Jimin's sentence that night was like a subtle, yet undeniable confirmation. Shortly after saying that sentence, Jimin had rubbed his eyes quickly. Is it because of fatigue? Or because of a sudden surge of emotion? No one can be sure. But the look in his eyes changed warmer, deeper. Like there was something very meaningful that he himself kept in his heart. A person on Big Hit staff, who did not want to be named, gave a light leak to the Korean media. What Jimin did that night was not scheduled by anyone. But we're not surprised. Because he and Jungkook, they take care of each other in a way that not everyone can understand. What makes all this more touching is not just the content of Jimin's words, but the way he delivers them. He's not making a big confession. He's not looking for attention. But everyone could feel it, that there was someone on his mind, and that someone was Jungkook. And as is so often the case in their stories, no one can really dispute the vibe felt behind the words. Army knows. They know too well. Jimin's broadcast may have been brief, but its impact was not. Within hours after he uttered the sentence that imprinted it, "Sometimes we don't need a lot of words. It's enough to know that someone needs us, and we come," social media was full of Army reactions. But what surprised most was not the public reaction, but what happened 2 days later, when Jungkook appeared for the first time since the rumors exploded. He was present in a short official military video showing some members undergoing light training. No sound. Only the background instrumental music and visuals of them are leisurely walking, occasionally smiling at the camera. But when the camera pans to Jungkook, something feels different. He's not acting. His face was calm, but his gaze was deep. And as he winked briefly at the camera, the observant soldiers caught something. On her wrist, a small black bracelet was seen that she was not used to wearing. And the fans immediately recognized him. It was a bracelet that Jimin used to be seen wearing on his Love Yourself tour. Just one small detail, but the meaning is big, hours after the video was released. The military's official account posted excerpts from Jungkook for their written interview section. In the excerpt, Jungkook writes, "Sometimes all you need is to know that someone is there for you. Not to talk, but just to be around you. And that's more than enough." It was as if Jimin had said something a few days earlier, and the army couldn't hold back their tears. For skeptics, this may just be a coincidence. But for the thousands of fans who have followed Jimin and Jungkook since the beginning, they know this is their way of speaking without words, showing that their relationship remains strong even in silence. Jimin, who came uninvited. Jungkook is wearing Jimin's bracelet. Sentences that reflect each other. Everything is too aligned to be considered mere coincidence. Shortly after Jimin's broadcast and an emotional message from Jungkook written through the official military channel, speculation was unstoppable. Many soldiers wondered, what really made Jimin so agile, even willing to break his own schedule for the sake of Jungkook? And then, in a short interview with one of the Korean media uploaded online, a close relative of Jimin, who is believed to be one of his family members, gave a shocking but heartfelt comment. Jimin always had a deep sense of responsibility towards Jungkook, not as a colleague, but as his own younger brother. He once said, "If he wasn't the one who came when Jungkook needed someone, who was?" The sentence immediately made the army speechless. Instantly, all the moments ever seen between them, a silent look, a short hug, a small smile behind the stage, everything now has a much greater meaning. It could be that many of their stories were never known to the world. A lot happens without cameras, without the media spotlight, without even a sentence being spoken. But one thing that cannot be lied to is presence, and when Jimin chose to attend alone, quietly, without publicity, it wasn't just a spontaneous act. It was proof that their relationship is much deeper than what is commonly seen on the screen. They don't need the world to know everything. But the world knows anyway, because love and care cannot really be hidden, and no need for a big confession. No need to broadcast together. There is no need for any of them to say the word "we" in front of the camera. Jimin came because Jungkook needed. Jungkook calmed down knowing Jimin understood, and the world finally realized their relationship does not need a stage to shine. Even in the silence of the military, Jungkook still finds a way to touch each other's hearts. Jungkook, in many ways, has gone through various phases. From the trainee period to the stressful debut period to becoming two iconic figures in the K-pop world. But behind it all, there's a human story that keeps going about two friends, two brothers, two souls who accompany each other. And this time, only one message from Jungkook made Jimin move right away. Just one sentence from Jimin made ARMY believe their relationship was something very real.